Hey everyone, I was asked to give my interpretation on James chapter 2 verse 24 because I always preach that we are saved by grace and not by works, and this verse tends to contradict what I'm preaching. So I am going to show you properly how to rightfully divide the word of God and how to properly use hermeneutics, or you're going to get it confused. A word of wisdom is that if you have two scriptures that are contradicting each other, we're probably not rightfully dividing the words. We don't understand it. Therefore, we need a little bit of help. That's what iron sharpens iron is, and to figure this out. But let's read James chapter 2, and then we'll go to Romans chapter 4, verses 5. This is James chapter 2, verse 24. You see that a person is justified by works and not by faith alone. So this will contradict what Romans 4, 5 reads. So let's go there and look at that. Here is Romans 4, verses 5, and it reads, But to the one who does not work, but believes in the one who declares the ungodly righteous, his faith is credited as righteousness. So you can see clearly that those two verses contradict each other. One says that you don't even have to have works. You just have to have faith, believing in Jesus. And James says you must have works and faith. So what is going on here? Let's go back to James. Here is James chapter 1, verse 1. From James, a slave of God and the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes dispersed abroad, greetings. Clearly it tells you this is to the 12 tribes of Israel. What is James talking about? James is talking about Revelation verses 7. Let's go there. Sorry, I think I said Revelation 7. It's actually Revelation 14:12. This is during the time of the tribulation. This is to the Jewish people because the tribulation is for the Jewish people only. The bride will be raptured out. But this is Revelation 14:12. This requires the steadfast endurance of the saints, those who obey God's commandments and hold to their faith in Jesus. So you can see that they have to hold fast their works, their commandments of Jesus, because they rejected the free gift of grace that we're living in right now. That Paul was talking about in Romans. James is not talking to the Gentile church. He is talking to the 12 tribes of Israel that are dispersed among the world. And this verse is clearly talking about that also. So we are talking about Jewish people that are going through the tribulation because they rejected the Messiah. They rejected the free gift of grace, and they will be judged during the tribulation by their works, and their works will most likely end with their head being taken off, because they rejected the free gift. And this is clearly rightfully dividing the words. And I strongly encourage everyone that when you start studying the Bible, the very first thing you need to ask yourself is, who is it being spoken to? Is it being spoken to the whole world? Or is it being spoken to Israel? Is this being spoken to the Jewish people? Is it being spoken to the Gentile bride, the Gentile church? Who is it being spoken to? And then you go on to what is being said. Because the whole Bible is for us, but we cannot glean the stuff just because we want to do that. You can see that if you rightfully divide the word of God, you'll have no confusions and it'll be in harmony. They'll fall into place. But when you go to James and you go to Romans and they're contradicting each other, it's because we're not rightfully dividing the word of God. We are living in the dispensation of grace right now, the church age. Well, they're all grace. All of it's grace, but we live in the church dispensation. That church age will end with the rapture, and then this type of structure will come into play where people will be judged by their works because they rejected the free gift of grace, and by their faith. Their faith will show their works, and their works will show their faith, and they will need it during that time, because can you only imagine the craziness that's going to happen during the Great Tribulation? But this is why we don't go to James and say this is for the Gentile church. It clearly says in verse 1, this is to the 12 tribes of Israel.